I'm always fascinated by people who have to make big decisions. So it's easy to say when your team is bad, we need to make all kinds of big moves, aggressive, significant franchise-changing moves. You decided to do that when your team was good. I want to go all the way back to last year to begin, and the decision to trade DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard. Tell me about the mentality of making a move of that magnitude when you have a very good team already.
I think change is very hard for us, I think, and for everybody. But we had done the same thing for a long time, and we had gone to a certain stage. And sometimes in sports, you have to make that change. Secondly, DeMar was unbelievable for us, and he took us to this level. We needed to have that in Toronto, have a winning culture, and that really helped our franchise. But at some point, you get a chance to get a player like Kawhi Leonard. I think you either do it through a trade, through drafting, through free agency, and this was our opportunity.
I've been on the other side of that phone call, and I know it's kind of controversial whether DeMar felt like he was going to be a Raptor for a long time versus if he was going to be traded. But there are certain things that you can't pass up. So when you're on the phone and all of a sudden it's an opportunity to get Kawhi Leonard, you're one of the best in the game. You can't turn down that opportunity. That's how I saw the trade.
It's the toughest thing. I think the two toughest things in our business, when a player leaves, Jalen, you know, these two things are the toughest. A player leaves and goes to another, leaves his team and goes to another team. That's tough on the organization. And then when you trade a player, that's tough on the players. And those are tough decisions. That's what comes with our jobs. That's what comes with the players' jobs. And it's stuff we have to deal with in the business. It's never going to be changed, or it can be changed. You know, players have the freedom to go where they want. And teams have the freedom to move the needle, whether it's get better or whether it's rebuild. Teams make that decision. So these are tough decisions to make, and we in this chair have to make them, and you have to have that ability.
This comes up again now because you will play each other on Friday night again. The game is here on ESPN, and all of the quotes from DeMar after it happened will come up again in the conversation here, and so it feels worth asking again. He seemed extremely upset about the way the whole thing was handled. How do you feel about it all now, looking back on it?
Well, I think time heals those things, you know, like that's just the nature of our business, you know, and I did explain it. I did explain what happened at the time, and I think everybody has kind of taken that next step and moved on. He's doing great in San Antonio, and we're trying to figure out the East and keep up with the big boys here. So I think people move on, and time heals stuff.
And also, he made another big decision, not bringing back Dwayne Casey, and Nick Nurse has done a terrific job as the head coach. But what is it like having a top 5 player like Kawhi Leonard on your basketball team and project what you feel like the ceiling is for this squad?
Well, he's incredible, brings it on both ends, you know, the shot maker, but having that caliber of a mind, you know, like I think also helps the rest of the players, whether it's our young players, the Pascals, the OGs or Freds, or even Kyle Lowry. It helps, and the addition of Marc Gasol helps us in terms of Kawhi Leonard, and having him it's a great level to be at, and you test yourself, and everybody tests themselves as an organization to see where you can get to.
There's no debating that getting Kawhi Leonard for your organization, any team would love to do it. But there was the element of risk because he becomes a free agent at the end of the season. Take us through that process to whatever degree you can, as far as his pending free agency, the conversations you have with him, and how all of that will wind up getting worked out.
Well, I'd rather have the free agent in my building or in our organization for 1 year rather than a 1-hour pitch. You know, I don't know how much of a chance we have with a 1-hour pitch, but you have him for 1 year. He can deal with your culture. He can know what the organization is about. You can develop a relationship with him, and we are developing a relationship with Kawhi, and I think he's enjoying the organization. And I think even medically, you know, like that's been huge for him, and getting better and getting to back to the level he was a couple years ago.
Again, the team is playing great. They will play on ESPN Friday night as the second half. The figurative second half of the season starts again in a matchup between San Antonio and Toronto, so old friends getting together. Good to see you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Best of luck the second half of the season. We appreciate your coming by.